I do all the stuff myself a few times over to make sure it works. And once I have that done and I understand how it works, somebody else does it. Otherwise, we'd never expand.
Yeah, and that's really what this is all about. If you're gonna, the problem is going to be that there's a problem with most local marketing trainings, and we've been guilty of it ourselves. And that's trying to specialize for local marketing. And the truth is, it's very difficult because the local client doesn't really, they don't have the bandwidth to deal with 8 providers. To do, one guy's going to do PPC, one guy's going to do social, one guy's going to do local, one guy's going to do mobile, one guy's going to do search, one guy's going to handle their website for them, one guy's going to blog for them. Just the simple business of managing their email autoresponder list is a very profitable business. And the secret to that is being able to provide it all. And it doesn't require technical expertise to do it. All it requires is being organized. One thing I can tell you about Laura in watching her over the years that we've done business is, her big, mutant ninja power is organization and systemization of things. And, she runs a 3-ring circus that, would make most of you want to pull your hair out. But she does it with grace most of the time. and a certain degree of elegance, and it's just because she manages projects and she remains very organized. But out of all the work you do, Laura, what percentage of the work you do in your agency do you think you do yourself?
I'm actually doing less and less. I probably do about 10% because what I do is the project management, is I know what has to be done for each client, and I assign it to the right person and then make sure that it gets done. Most of my day is spent talking to clients on how they're doing, on how we can improve for them, who do they have for me as referrals, and the referrals that come in, because we've gotten to a point. I mean, when I started out, as you know, Perry, we were on social media and we were doing some pay-per-click and we were doing everything we could to get our own business in, and then we hit a point of critical mass where we actually turn away business because of it. Now we go, this is not the client we want, or this, that, and the other. So we are that busy, but we weren't always that busy. And I also like to spend a portion of my day testing the new ninja tricks, because I always like to stay in the game so that I know the hottest techniques that are going on. So I test those, and once I see that they're working, then I turn them over and I make sure that the guys that work for us get them done. And actually, you guys need to take a big note of that, because you're not. I've been in this boat before. You're not doing your clients a good service if you're doing all the minutia work. They're counting on you for innovation and for ideas to help them grow their business. That's what you should be doing. You should be concentrated. I'd say 50% of your effort should be concentrated purely on client getting, and maybe 20% of your business should be concentrated on staying above all the trends and above all the curves, and then the last 20% maybe on organizing your projects and making sure all the work gets done smoothly. And if you'll follow those numbers and those models in your business, you'll be extremely successful. Because right now, if you're honest with yourself in this business, most people are spending less than 10% of their effort on client getting. And that's the reason I see failure. That's the only reason I see failure. I mean, we're in a business right now where the only people who need your service is everybody. Every single business is desperate for what you do. And actually helping them to do it can revitalize communities, can revitalize our U.S. economy, our state economies, our local economies, by just making their services and their products more visible to the people that want them, to make commerce easier for everybody to do. And when commerce is easier for everybody to do, the economy thrives. So that sounds like a Pollyanna thing to say. I'm not saying that, we're out there being the caregivers of the economy, but I promise you it certainly helps. And when you see a client, I have a good client right now that was in the cabinet business, and he was going absolutely broke. He was just, absolutely broke, on bankruptcy's door. And we helped him with some client getting methods, and he went from spending
1% of his time on client getting to 80% of his time on client getting. And last year his business did $2.7 million, and he banked a ton of money. He's paid off all of his bills. He's employed a lot of new people. He's helped out the little town that he's in by employing those people and put a lot of money back in the local economy. It really is very heartwarming. And when you help your clients, I know Laura has a huge heart when it comes to her clients and her students, and watching either one of them do well is always just an amazing feeling.
Yeah, I got to tell you, it's very funny. I mean, we talked about liking money and being pro-money, which you and I both are. But, really the truth of the matter is I get a ton of satisfaction out of, seeing my students sending me successes, which they do on a continual basis. In fact, I was on the Marketers Cruise in January, and one of my students who I had never met before said, "I am here because of you," which was just very heartwarming. But it's also with the clients. I mean, when a fertility clinic says we've never had the phone ring so much, or it's a cool thing. It really fuels what this country's about, and makes you feel good, and you get paid.
One of my clients.
How can you go wrong with that combination?
One of my clients stopped me. A funny last story, and then we'll end this 15-minute quick start. That's now at 45 minutes and 16 seconds. But one of my clients, a couple of months ago, I was at a conference. And a guy walked up to me, and I didn't know who he was, and he was a first-generation Indian immigrant, and a really nice guy. And he had taken some training from me in the past. And he says, "I just want to thank you for my wife." And I said, "Why?" And he says, "Well, I didn't have anything." He said, "I didn't have anything going on. I wasn't a very good catch, and I never dated very much. And I met this girl, and I was crazy about her, and I knew that I wanted to be more secure, to offer her a better life, and she would never pay attention to me without that. And anyway, which may or may not have been true, but at least it gave him the confidence to approach this woman. And anyway, they're married now, and he's very, very happily married to Miss Ohio."
Oh my!
So yeah, the guy married Miss Ohio, and God love it, guy. If you're listening in, dude, you married up. I mean, I don't get it, but that's good. Good for you. But I married up too. I'm pretty lucky from that perspective. But yeah, it was crazy.
I know your wife, and you did.
Yeah, I did indeed. Well, all right, Laura. Well, I think that gives everybody a general overall theory. I hope it does, and I hope you're excited about diving into the rest of the materials now. But just don't overthink it too much. I mean, Laura's going to teach you, and Steve are going to teach you how to be, super duper ninja PhD PPC people, and that's all great to know. It really is. And if you're, this particular system is awesome because you can learn to get in and press the gas and make the car go, which is the part I like. But if you're somebody that really has to get under the hood and understand how it all works, that's there too.